Always a great time to be seated to review the games played in the UEFA Champions League. Now, Europe's biggest club competition got to the third week of Matchday 3, and interesting matchups, interesting results, pulsating games were played. We're here to take a review of some of the most interesting games and results also recorded from Matchday 3 Tuesday games played. Now, let me quickly run through some of the results. Arsenal were at home. They won against Atletico Madrid by 4-0. And if you are listening to that, yes, that's in fact a bit more shocking. My reaction was just saying, or similar to yours, but then that was a scoreline after 90 minutes. PSG were also in Germany at the Bay Arena, and they beat Bayer Leverkusen by 7-2. And that is an emphatic and statement victory for the defending champions. But then also, one other game that was played was Barcelona, also at home, beating Greek champions Olympiakos by 6-1 in a game where Lopez got himself a hat-trick. Marcus Rashford scored twice, and then the young Lamine Yamal also scored from the penalty spot. So these are the highlights, the biggest games that actually grabbed the headlines from the games played on Tuesday on Matchday 3 of the UEFA Champions League. My name is Josiah. Don't forget to always subscribe to the channel because the conversations are always interesting. You can also join the conversation by sending your message, and then also ultimately what team you think stands a chance of winning the UEFA Champions League after 3 games have been played. Now, I'm in the studios with one gentleman who is not really, a stranger to the show, and first it will be my guest for today. We'll be talking about the games played and also what he thinks of the performances of some of the prospects or even the favourites to win the competition. First, UEFA Champions League football back again, and it was just so thrilling. The game we witnessed. It was goals galore on Tuesday. 9 goals in the PSG game, 7 goals in the Barcelona game, 4 goals in the. It was just raining goals. But let's begin with that early kickoff. Barcelona beating Olympiakos. Yeah, we knew Barcelona would win. But then it was also inevitable that we were going to concede.
Yes, inevitable that we're going to concede. But the most important thing is not the fact that you concede; is the fact that can you outscore your opponent? You understand? Because if you're an attacking team like Barcelona, and if you're a coach like what's the name, Hansi Flick, you understand, who believes in attacking football, it is inconceivable for you not to be, keeping clean sheets, because at the end of the day, you become vulnerable at the back if you push a lot more men up front. So it is, to me, it is not that important when a team concedes or when a team concedes 1 or 2, but if you are able to, on a consistent basis, outscore your opponent, to me, that's the most important thing.
Interesting. But then we look at Marcus Rashford. I want us to profile or single out that player, with the kind of performance he's having now. On Matchday 1, he scored twice at the St. James's Park. That won Barcelona on 3 points against Newcastle. Then, 2 Mondays later on Monday 3 against Olympiakos, he scored twice, and his attitude on the pitch, he was just pushing for a third, but he never got it.
The attitude, that's the most important thing, you understand, because nobody can question the talent and the skill set of Marcus Rashford. From when he burst onto the scene from the academy at Manchester United, the talent was there. The problem was the work ethic, right? Because I thought that when he was at United, he was in his comfort zone. That is where he was brought up. He's been there from, I think, age 9 or so, 10. So he was in the comfort zone, and no matter what happens, he was going to play, right? So at the end of the day, the skirmishes, the off-field events were outweighing what he was adding to the Manchester United squad. And you see, where he has gotten to, Barcelona is bigger than United. Yes, so when it comes to football in terms, especially in the last decade, right? And the players that you're competing with are technically gifted. And this is Barcelona squad that wants to lift trophy. This is not a United squad that are comfortable with placing third or being or hunting for the Champions League. But this is a team that wants to win the La Liga. This is a team that wants to win the Champions League. So the places on offer are not just there for you to grab. You are going to be competing with Yamal, one of the best players in the world. You are competing with what's the name, Rafinha. You are competing with Firmino, Dani Olmo. So you would have to bring your utmost best, and not necessarily on the field alone, but out of the field. Issues are also very key when it comes to Barcelona. So these are things that has been able to work on. That is why you realize that I am not really surprised about his form because the skill set is there. You understand? But I am really surprised by the fact that he's been able to maintain his discipline in Spain.
Interesting. Let's move on. Barcelona obviously would always remain, one of the favorites to win the competition. But then we talk about other favorites as well. Last season, Arsenal was semi-finalists. This season, they started on a good note, yet to concede. But as we speak, Arsenal managed to beat Atletico Madrid by 4-0. And you talk about ways to win a game, and that's one of the craziest and yet most emphatic ways for a team to dismantle a defense or a Simeone defense, if I should put it.
Well, I think that is the biggest surprise on the day, or the biggest result on the day. You understand? Because to be sincere with you, I never expected more than 2 goals in this game.
Whoa.
Yes, I really never expected, because Arsenal defensively are very good. Atletico Madrid defensively are very good. So I thought I was going to be a banter that's going to lead to either a scoreless draw or a 1-1 draw or a 1-0 win to either side, But if there was going to be a win, it should come from Arsenal. But for Arsenal to score 4 in a span of 25 to 30 minutes is the surprise to me. You understand? And you see, in the first half, you could see that it was a 50-50 affair where Arsenal did create a couple of chances. Atletico Madrid did hit the post, in the first half from Julian Alvarez. But the second half was a totally different game from what we saw in the first half. In that, Arsenal took the game to Atletico Madrid. You see, when Arsenal put the pressure on you, because they've got attacking players who are very, very good. Yeah. So if you are not able to withstand the pressure, then you start conceding a lot of goals because of the mistakes that you are going to be making. And some of the goals that Atletico Madrid did concede were from errors that on a normal day Atletico Madrid would not be conceding those errors. But against teams that have great attacks, you are likely when the defensive mode to commit errors, and that's exactly what happened. And you see, this just shows you that Arsenal has got a team that can compete, that can challenge for any trophy that they compete in.
Interesting. Now let's move on to the other game as well. Arsenal winning by 4 goals. Victor Gyokeres also booked that ended that goal drought for both Sweden and Arsenal. But then one other game that would really interest everyone was the defending champions on a day traveling all the way to the Bay Arena and walking away with not just 3 points but scoring 7 goals.
I wasn't surprised. It's not a question or a matter of who is going to win. It's a matter of how the scores are going to, or how the scores
see PSG score 7.
PSG doesn't score.
They scored 5 actually in the final of the Champions League.
PSG doesn't score 7 on a normal day. You understand? But they are capable of scoring 7, right? When the conditions are right, because PSG has got a team that is. You see, one thing that people don't realize about this PSG team is the fact that they can get goals across the pitch. Do you understand? I mean, all the attacking players can get you goals, defensively can get you goals. So at the end of the day, when there's an opportunity, they grab it. And PSG is a team that even if they are on the front foot, when PSG is leading by 2, 3, 4 goals to nil, they don't relax. They are relentless. You understand? I mean, they are like the Liverpool of Jurgen Klopp. Whether they are leading you 2, 3, 4 goals, they are not going to relax because they want more goals. They want more goals. That is an attribute and a characteristic of PSG that helps them. Because it is football. You can be leading 2-3-0 and then be pegged back, like the way they in their last match in the French league. They were being led 3-1. They came back to draw 3-3. So it tells you that no amount of goals are you safe under. So if you have the opportunity to score 4, 5, 6, 7, why not? So yes, against Bayer Leverkusen in Germany, I knew they were going to win. I knew they were going to win. But the 7-2 scoreline is something that I really do not think I envisaged it, because Bayer Leverkusen is not a small club. You understand? So for them to have lost 7-2, it's something that surprised me. But on the totality of play, I knew that PSG should win that game.
Are they still favorites to defend or even win the season's UEFA Champions League?
To be sincere with you, I don't see any favorite in this year's Champions League, because the board that Arsenal is playing, the board that PSG is playing, the board that Madrid is playing, and then Bayern Munich, so we have 3-4 teams that are in the prime position to challenge for the UEFA Champions League. Arsenal, PSG, Bayern, and probably Madrid. You understand? I mean, if you look at how they are playing, but on a scale, I would say that the clear favorites will emerge as and when the matches are played.
All right, so that's a total review of games played in the UEFA Champions League match day 3 in the league phase, and that were the big guys, Arsenal, with a 4-0 drubbing over Atletico Madrid, and then PSG, the biggest winners of the night. They were also at the Bay Arena against Bayer Leverkusen. They scored 7. Bayer Leverkusen could only score twice in that game, and then also Barcelona, led by Lopez and Marcus Rashford, also put Olympiakos to the sword by 6-1. Interesting results, exhilarated games we witnessed. We brought to you, an in-depth review of these games. But the question still remains: which team are you still, following, and what team do you think have got the biggest chance to win the Champions League this season? Do you think PSG stands a chance, Barcelona, or even Arsenal? Which of these teams will you go for? The comment section always open. Let's hear from you. It's important we hear from you. But don't forget to ring the bell, subscribe to the channel, and there you can also follow us for more. Thanks so much, for your time. And to you out there, thanks so much. Don't forget to press the bell. Bye.